YouTubers, Jimmy Card Collector back. I'm doing another video today. I'm going to share 5 of my favorite cards. Greg at Midlife had done this recently, so I thought I'd show my 5 favorite and explain why they're my favorite. And then also show you my latest pickup. And then also like to talk about Strongsville. I lived in Ohio for many years. Went to the Columbus Card Show. It was an excellent show, good for vintage. Predates getting on YouTube, and I just didn't know about Strongsville. So I got into the YouTube community, learned about Strongsville, and this April I'm going. I live in northern Colorado. I'm going to fly back to Central Ohio to Columbus, visit with my family. I'm driving up to Strongsville just for the day. So I'm not going to be able to stay the evening, unfortunately, only the day. So if you are going to be at the show on Saturday, please leave me a message below, and I'll keep my eye out for you, and maybe we can meet face to face. All right, so let's get on with the show. I'll show you some cards. All right, I got the camera switched around, and this is my latest sizable addition to my collection. It's Lefty Gomez, 1936 Gaudi in a 4. And I didn't have a Lefty Gomez card. I wanted one, so I finally got myself one. Lefty Gomez was a pitcher for the Yankees. His career is basically the 30s. So early part of his career overlapped with Ruth, and then most of his career overlapping with Gehrig, and then a little bit of his late career was with Joe DiMaggio. So with those kinds of star power sluggers in the mix, it didn't take, he didn't get a lot of attention, is what I'm trying to say. And he's a little bit overlooked, but an important cog to the Yankee machine that created 5 world championships while he was there. He won 6 World Series games, and that was a record up until at least like 2021. So I don't know if he's still the record holder for most World Series games won, but he may still be. He was a 20-game winner 4 times. His best season was 1934 when he won the pitching Triple Crown. He was 26-5, so he had the most wins, he had the lowest ERA, and the most strikeouts. So a very, very good pitcher. Was sent into the Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee. An interesting story about Gomez, when he came up, he was very thin. And in 1931, the Yankee organization had most of his teeth pulled. Most of his teeth were pulled to help him gain weight, I guess. He was put on a milk diet where he drank 3 quarts of milk a day. And I don't really get the tooth extractions, why that would, I don't know what the logic is there, that would lead to weight gain, but that's what they did. Now, he ended up having a great season in 1931, but I don't know if I'd sacrifice most of my teeth for that. So that's my latest pickup. I haven't done too much purchasing. I'm keeping my powder dry for the Strongsville show, which I'm really looking forward to. All right, let's move on from that pickup, and let's take a look at some of my favorite cards in my collection. This is a 1962 switch hitter connects. Mickey Mantle has a regular card in the set, and then he has this interesting sort of pictograph where they're showing him in his swing. I think it's kind of interesting. They showed him running towards first base as one of the pictures, and I'm wondering why. I thought you would maybe start with him in his batting stance and then show him through his swing. But they got him sort of finishing his swing as the first picture and then sort of pushing his way out of the batter's box. So interesting shot selections. You'll notice a little bit of wear and tear on that one. The next one I want to show is also a Mickey Mantle. It's 1967. You also see there's a little bit of wear and tear on the corners. But a great picture of him late in his career. I think 69 was his last year. Love this card. That's two of my mantles. And then this is a 1965 Marischal. Of course, a lot of people, when they think of Marischal, they remember the fight he had with Johnny Roseborough, where he took a bat and hit Roseborough over the head, and he bled all over the place. It was quite shocking. It was quite the event when it happened. And the interesting thing is, if you go on, if you look at YouTube, you'll see on ESPN, or I think it's called Sports Century, that series has an interview with Marischal, and he talks about the incident. But he and Roseborough became really good friends. Their families had cookouts together, and the incident brought them together. And I thought that was a pretty cool ending, and probably something a lot of people don't know. Now, you may be wondering why these cards are my favorite. You'll see a little bit of wear and tear on them. It's not because they're in the best condition. These are cards from my original collection from when I was a kid. So these cards were cards that I took my allowance. This is 1967, so I would have been 9 years old. And I took my allowance, got on my bike with probably a friend or my brother, and we'd ride up to the local store, buy a pack of cards with our allowance, and then open them. And, you know, they got some wear and tear. That's why there's some wear on the edges. I mean, we played with our cards. They weren't something that you were supposed to preserve in plastic. It was something that you had fun with, and we did. We made lineups. We played baseball games using our cards. So they were a source of a lot of joy and a lot of wear and tear. But my cards, as I got older, my brother took the collection to a card show and sold many of my cards. What I have left and what I'm showing you are cards that my mom saved when my brother came back from the card show, and this is what was left. She gave me the cards when I was 30. I thought the cards were gone, but she pulled out a box and said, hey, I saved this for you. And lo and behold, in that box were these cards. And so for me, going back to my 9, 10-year-old, 11-year-old self, these are the cards I pulled out of packs, and it meant a lot to me then, and actually it probably means more to me now. So that is my collection of cards that I pulled from the pack back in the 60s, and they're my most cherished cards. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.